Church of Christ every moment.
Hey, Dabi. Menyini. Dabi say Church of Christ here. I saw there ache.
Achepa na mu church Church of Christ. Every Mormonism.
Apostolic Fathers of Ghana.
Hey.
Apostolic Fathers of Ghana.
No,
the Apostolic Fathers.
Yes. Is signed by His Eminence Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams.
Ghana say asofo bi say omoye the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana. Many who ever abehwe say saade no e true and nothing ye true. Na why mo ene efro mo Apostolic Fathers no e Ghana say no. Na in history ye kaso bi Apostolic Father sa nipa no oye hwan mene mo ebehwe saade no enne. Secondly, mene mo nso ebehwe papa bi a o say efre no Black Apostle. Na sembia all can say Church of Christ every Mormonism mu ne baye ye ka Mormonism no a Church of Christ every Joseph Smith emu ene baye menemo ebehwe sansem we. Hello odofo mo akwaba eba medwumedi eso medin e de brother Bless Bugri enne eyensem mienu ene menemo eba abediscuss. Now yes as you know Ghana say asamba kwa esi aba yina ye discuss na ye ka ho asam galamsey say oman no yensu ene bibia say na sa asam na ba ye no a lot of organizations for Ghana say omo sorry etia galamsey omo tro letters e de akoma aban no say on halt galamsey no on ban no na yenhwe de betumi ayafa ho na amongst eku awodo a omode letters e ba bonten no eku ba ko a omode letter ba bonten a yekinkan e City FM eye the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana. The Apostolic Fathers of Ghana. In fact, me tes hade no me sheme because in church history adusuamo no ye won nkrofobia ye refer to them as Apostolic Fathers. Intimate say Ghana say ye wo Apostolic Fathers and me sheme pa ye na me play video no ahwe uwi amesen aba na me de munjijire mu abrew.
So deal with the new statement. I think it's signed by some bishops. If you have it, yes. If you can go through it for me, it's quite long, so I don't know if you can read it.
Yeah.
Or just some highlights, and then tell me who signed it.
So, Bernard, this is call for a temporary ban on small-scale gold mining, galamsey, in Ghana by the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana.
Hey!
Apostolic Fathers of Ghana.
No, the
Apostolic Fathers.
Yes. Is signed by His Eminence Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams on behalf of the underlisted.
Tell me their names.
Okay, good. Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams,
Action Chapel,
Archbishop Charles Ajinasari,
Perez Dome,
Bishop Doug Heward Mills,
Lighthouse and UD,
Apostle General Sam Kranche Ankara,
Oil Dome and International Bible Worship Center,
Bishop N.A. Taki Yaboy,
Victory Bible Church,
Reverend Eastwood Anaba,
Fountain Gate Churches,
Reverend Dr. Robert Ampia Kofi,
Global Revival,
Reverend Stephen Mensah,
CEM,
Bishop Gordon Kisei,
Don't Kisei is a miracle, miracle something.
Bishop Victor Osei.
Yes, someone's helped me. I don't know.
Osei is Family Chapel International.
Family Chapel, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Bishop Dr. Opong Edujemfi. This is International Charismatic Church.
Yes.
And then Bishop Dr. Samuel N. Mensah.
SN Mensah.
Full Gospel
Church
yes.
International. Tema.
There is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwe.
Living Streams.
Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete.
He's a global big man.
Reverend Dr. Isaac Kwe.
He's also another big
Word
man.
of Life Miracle Center.
Big guy.
This one, Right Reverend Dr. Anyani Buadum.
Anyani okay, Jesus Generation Circle.
Reverend Dr. Seth Ablo. Mana
Mission.
Yes.
Hey, these are big guys.
Yes.
So
Apostolic Fathers.
Apostolic Fathers of
Ghana.
All right, now so say sabe so don ho kan wo Mr. Video we say na odofo bi ene wo ne bi onye bi na onhwe. So wuti video no a City FM and omokon kan letters no. Na letter ba ko a omonsa kan ye from the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana. Wuti edin e boy na opening Duncan Williams, Doug Howard Mills, Eastwood Anaba, any bebre a eka ho. they refer to themselves as the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana. Question is, in history, mono, saa asem we ebetumi abasa ana, because ye frɛ bibi church history. Uko church history mu a, ye wɔ nkrɔfo bi a ye frɛ ɔmo Apostolic Fathers. Na saa Apostolic Fathers no, eye bibi ene qualify ɔmo ma ɔmo tumi bɛyɛ Apostolic Fathers. Now, the term Apostolic Fathers no, ewo definition. By definition no, it is impossible for anyone in Ghana now to refer to himself as an apostolic father. You're wrong by the definition of the term apostolic father. Tienyi, you can't apostolic father say sa term no a definition. By the definition no, it is impossible for anyone to refer to himself as an apostolic father today. Now, mamina will ensure the definition for apostolic father. We know ewo baby. This is the general definition of an apostolic father. Now, definition no nebi someone say aso opening Duncan Williams is Stuart Anaba, Doug Howard Moss, and Gaivono. Ombe to me are referred to themselves as apostolic fathers and definition no. I say the apostolic fathers were early Christian writers and leaders who lived in the late 1st and early 2nd centuries, directly following the time of the apostles. Tini, ye kase obi ye apostolic father a. Definition say these people were early Christian writers and leaders who lived in the late 1st and early 2nd century. Enti ye ka obi a qualify say obeye an apostolic father. This person no must have lived between the 1st and the 2nd century. So if you did not live between the 1st and 2nd century, won't to me be an apostolic father. Now, these people directly follow the time of the apostles. Yekaso be apostolic father. Sankwofo no omone Yesu nasumafo ne nante ye. They followed the time of the apostles. Now, definition no na to say these individuals are traditionally believed to have had personal connections with the original apostles of Jesus Christ. Ye kaso be apostolic father, sa nipa no, ye believe say na our personal connection with the original apostles of Christ. Ye can't the original apostles of Christ here. We are talking of people like Paul, Peter, John, Sankofui, and they are from the original apostles of Christ. In the case of be apostolic father, definition say Sankofui na omo a personal connection with the apostles of Christ. Enti by definition no, se obika se oye apostolic father, sa nipa no na etwa se oni Peter enya connection bi. Se nye Peter na ye John, enye John na ye Paul, or any of the 12 apostles. Of course, Judas who ye no, Matthias ebe shemo, ene Paul beka ho a o me 13. Enti e ka so bi apostolic father, sa nipa no etwa se oni sa nipa 13 we enya connection bi. Right here, maybe so say opening Duncan Williams, Doug Howard Moss, is Stuart Anaba, and Gafon Mkawina. No question is say the benda and no money these apostles no ebenya connection. Oh, one thing I am the Abba Christo Sumu I be bring here and say ye pet titles too much. We love to have titles. Ye pet titles. And to be a sorry, no the title be at also. So in church history, adusuyemo ye frɛ nkwɔfo bi apostolic fathers, yes. But by the definition of apostolic fathers, no, it is not possible for anybody to be in Ghana here and refer to himself as an apostolic father. It is simply impossible. Because by their definition, no, number one, you must have lived between the 1st and 2nd century. Two, you must have had connection, a personal connection with the original apostles of Christ. Not here. You can say the original apostles of Christ here. We are talking of the 13 chosen apostles of Christ. So the know. Yes, you 12. Judas we Acts 1. Matthias Ebeshem no we 12 bio. But yes, you echo Paul Ebekam we 13. These 13 apostles no. Omu ye no. Yansan emenya people like them again. Intinde say obika so ya apostle mpo. Onye apostle to say Paul and Peter mo debi. Or your apostle by definition say apostle is a sent one. Obi a yasuma no. Inti because you're apostle or your apostle by being sent. But on your apostle like Peter Mo and John, because those people were specially chosen by Christ and sent. But in the because you're apostle on your apostle like Peter and John Mo debi. Instead of Pentecost for a war apostle nyameche apostle way and sorry pe were apostles no and in the asofo and the apostle dino abaye title no yantia say no one is an apostle like Paul, John, and Peter mo and there be obi any apostle says sankofo say sankofo na apostleship no na a special apostleship and no any history actually say enkofo a omoye apostolic fathers no na omone sa special 13 way ewo a special connection na omone omo personal connection entino say obi tigana ha say na okasa ono ye apostolic father. It is wrong. And all these things in air course. Bible can for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. Joe say you can't say apostolic fathers no no Bernard the mission say hey, because omo use those terms na I say ebe many pe di obu bi ama omo ebe many pe di respect bi any osuro bi ama omo there be in history mo no yeba theological history mo Bible education history mo no. You cannot refer to yourself as an apostolic father. Today, it is basically wrong by the definition of an apostolic father. The one who qualifies to become an apostolic father, no, number one, you must have lived between the 1st and 2nd century. 2, you must have had a personal connection with the apostles of Christ. After the 2nd century, no, between the 3rd and 8th century, any church fathers, only different from apostolic fathers. In terms of apostolic fathers and the son of church fathers. Church fathers they lived between the 3rd and 8th century. In no money apostles no any direct connection. But you can say apostolic fathers there, they had a personal connection with the apostles. Into no is strange. Say these nkofo ebu omo so learned men of God in Ghana ni pedi obu omo no. Omo apostolic fathers. Nina say Ghana for no science asem we make we be say in a way na heading there be Christosum na say some no everything must be done with knowledge. If you miss knowledge you miss a lot of things. Well, now let me give you examples of people referred to as apostolic fathers. Encophobia in history mo no ye fair omo apostolic fathers na say and there obi betumi qualify abaye apostolic father ana the edikan papa your friend no Clement of Rome. Clement of Rome, he died in 99 AD. Owie, 99 AD. Meaning say he died close to the end of the 1st century. He died on 99 AD. Now, Clement of Rome no, na oye elder edema the church in Rome. He was an elder. And historians believe say Clement of Rome now our connection with Peter and Paul. Now our connection with Peter and Paul means say he knew Peter and Paul directly. No ni momo. Internal Clement of Rome qualify an apostolic father because he died and lived in the 1st century. And I think he knew Paul and Peter. He had a connection with them. Therefore, Clement of Rome qualifies to become an apostolic father. Opening Duncan Williams, Eastwood Anaba, Doug Howard Moss, and Nkafono. How did you qualify to become apostolic fathers? How? And it is the same thing with apostle. Bible kwanso say obi amfane ni ehu Yesu. Obi eni Yesu anantia. Tani pano unqualified to become an apostle. Enti Judas who ye no. Act 1. na ye pe obi a obe replace Judas. Peter can say if you say ye fa obi a saa nipa no one ye nante ye from the time of John the Baptist nisubo ed bepem ebra Yesu osane ko osoro into obi a qualified to become a Christ sent apostle or a special apostle no saa nipa no if you say obi a odi na eni hu Yesu enu nti na Acts chapter 9 Yesu obefre Paul as an apostle no o sheda yi ni hu edi ekire Paul adentia Yesu nim say before Paul qualified to become an apostle no it say Paul na ni ehu Yesu and then oko Bible school 3 months 6 months 1 year 2 years we pe o say me apostle wo bro fa na ni ehu Yesu nditi ase ya ne because you apostle a onye apostle to say Paul mo there be or apostle by the virtue of the definition of apostle say sani pani asoma no but on next special apostle say Paul and John mo na mo ye impartation no obi anya apostle say mo enne the same thing so na ye ka so be apostolic father sani pa no it was qualify number 1 I was nipa no or live between the 1st and 2nd century afa nipa no it say on apostles no enya connection be Clement of Rome qualified because he lived in the 1st century and had a connection with Paul and Peter. So Clement of Rome no ye elder no or qualify so baba ye an apostolic father ewo church history mo the otos mienu Ignatius of Antioch ononso owi 107 AD 107 AD and Ignatius of Antioch ononso owuye ononso na oye elder ewo church ya na ewo Antioch ndukaya Act 11 and the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. Ignatius of Antioch no na oye elder in the church at Antioch and you believe that this man also no na onim Paul. He had a connection with Paul. Therefore, Ignatius of Antioch qualifies to become an apostolic father. He lived and died between the 1st and 2nd century and he knew Paul. Some people will qualify say Obabaye an apostolic father. But and then we throw the titles to say you to turn something for baby. Right Reverend. Any Bible mo the term Reverend appear Bible no one time per Bible say Reverend is the name of the Lord. But and there are so for there two among also people feel say these things are you joking? Are we joking? We should be careful. And you know, I mean the third person so Polycarp of Smyrna. On also no uye in AD 155. AD 155 and a Polycarp of Smyrna and so uye obeka the book of Revelation. The letter about the church at Smyrna. So Polycarp, he was an elder in the church at Smyrna. And Polycarp there, not only John the apostle, it was a personal connection pa Polycarp, not Ben John ye. So Polycarp qualifies to become an apostolic father. Adentia, he lived and died between the 1st and 2nd century, and he also had a connection with John. John not a Revelation no. Polycarp not John close ba. In the Polycarp qualify say obabaye an apostolic father. Polycarp podie yesansu kuno. He was martyred ye kuno. Esen kijosomente. These people no and they qualify say obabaye apostolic fathers. But obi a what Ghana has said. Now what one man church no. You cannot call yourself an apostolic father. In church history, no, wrong. It is wrong. So, opening Duncan Williams, Doug Howard Moss, and his uncle for Omoachomuku, and Omoatukuniding, apostolic fathers of Ghana. It is wrong. By the virtue of the definition of an apostolic father, no, it is wrong for them to refer to themselves as apostolic fathers. San Yomenumen and the year Bohudi Rakachan for say. Well, Christianity is not just about going to church or just find a Bible believing church. After finding a Bible believing church, what are the things they teach you? And send Ben or Moka or no one depend on a friend saying. But and then as of way the titles are Jomuafa into ways where you say nation's prophet, Archbishop is not in the scriptures. Bishop scriptures bishop na bishop ono an elder Greek word na payomen. The Greek word payomen na payomen etre shepherd. Payomen no etre a ruler. Inti shepherd na payomen no eno an elder, eno an bishop, eno an ruler, eno an presbyter. but archbishop in the Bible mo. But in for this animal in a baby room, or concern your are you sure? Because Onyangapo or per se, Chrisomono, yin in a pa, anka on for Bible no enva maying, but or the Bible no man say Bible no en guiding. But a lot of people here in Noma, Bible no engine. Nina say, ye do boo, emanko phobia, the omoyeno, Bible can say wrong. Into historically speaking, no, it is wrong, totally wrong for Penny Duncan Williams and then Crawford, like Howard Mills and his student number. It is totally wrong for them to refer to themselves as apostolic fathers. It is totally wrong. After young second issue, no, so na sabre me no mire, me so video we share. Now do for be any one be onye bi na on here. Now the second issue, no, Papa bi, I was say a friend no Black Apostle, the Black Apostle. And on a guy be a interview. Now almost here a sorry I would do on baby a sorry I would do baby if you buy. And now all can say Church of Christ every Mormonism mu ene buy. Church of Christ efi Mormonism mu ene buy. Now okay say Mormonism no much say. But we the video no. Na ti asem wo kan no. We am say aba na ya to aso.
Ko Mormon. And I said Mormonism. The Mormonism no a set kesiye pa ku kesiye. Na nipa eku. On the Church of Christ every Mormon.
Hey, Dabi. Menyini. Dabi say Church of Christ here. I saw there ache.
Achepa na mu church Church of Christ. Every Mormonism. Mormon church no. Emu na Church of Christ. On the Church of Christ every Mormon.
Hey, Dabi. Menyini. Dabi say Church of Christ here. I saw there ache.
Achepa na mu church Church of Christ. Every Mormonism.
Dabi.
Yeah, back kakra, but he said, there's a know your church and know the root of your church. Church of Christ could be some root. And you'll be a Church of Christ in Ibiano, a Samino, a Dika. Now, call what Papa Son, now she may be a tea free by a sotano, the tea free touch my. No free.
All right, young man, so I don't have a camera. Mr. Video will say, now, don't for be any nebi or nebina or here. Anybody, try say, on Becca Church of Christ for Wansam. But I won't miss a point now. They do not simply know the Church of Christ. And when we explain to them, they do not want to accept. On person mediatum. What's here about the Papa Kenya or Church of Christ, ye free Mormon. Now, okay, some Mormon no. If it be Mormonism. Now, Mormonism no obi okofa bae ye fe no Joseph Smith on okofa Mormonism na ebaye. Asore mu kita Mormonism mu pan Latter Days Saint. In the end ye fe omo the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Days Saint. To bo say Ghana say no utumi hia mrantie bi no mo ohye white no mo de bi abo mo say name tag bi abo mo say no mo nam say mo ye evangelism. Etai omo tai abrofo maybe a one man, one black person, answer one European person be. No, ya come omutako in two groups. Na omo evangelism. Those guys no. Omo attended Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Sanko fono omo practice Mormonism. Na yeke some party Mormonism and say Joseph Smith na okofa aso ne bae no. Joseph Smith ono na some kind say okose bush baby. And na obofo bi eyi ni wedi etire no bofo no ye friend Mormon so angel no also go say e friend bofo no Mormon na bofo no e no de writings bi ene nsem bi ema no revelations bi ema no eno ene benya the Book of Mormon into ko sa church no mu a apart from Bible no almost so use the Book of Mormon say eno na the complete revelation from Christ into ko Latter-day Saint aso no mu a apart from Bible no almost also use the Book of Mormon. Papa na small can I say Black Apostle. Na small can I say Church of Christ every Mormonism mo ye fishan ko funu mu na bae. And right there no wetia manabro so enyefe. Wo hwe Joseph Smith na ngata na ye wo no 1805 ena owu ye 1844 enti odi 38 years. You could no prison. Mob any be member be 200 and a no e prison if say he was surrounded with a lot of controversy. No can SMP na SMP no aha nti no ye che no go to prison and any people go to prison omukun no and then nua be ma no mo de prison after that time to 38 years and ye kun no but sabre no na nensam na okane ne ncheche no ene sa book of Mormon no na ne chidifo agi atum enti na spread ya up to now and then nensam na de ho spread Black Apostle so that ne Black Apostle maybe be a apostle now say Black Apostle no ono enim that's what can I say Church of Christ ye fi sa ekunu mu na ba ye which is totally wrong. Church of Christ even if ba ye ye free Bible no that's the first thing ye can say Bible no more they can say our root can be traced back into the scriptures. Your root so tieni ye me if you do not know the root of Church of Christ here, let me summarize it for you. The root of Church of Christ, number one, we are from the scriptures. How so? Isaiah 2. Isaiah shenkom say onyankopon ahenni bi eba. Yesu ba ye no, Matthew 16. Yesu promises say I will build my church. Of course, the kingdom no Isaiah can want some Isaiah 2 no. The church na Yesu Christ be no. The church is the same as the kingdom of God. Colossians 1:13 Bible say God has delivered us from the power of darkness and brought us and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of His love. So nyankopon odinipa ebese kingdom no mo, and this kingdom here in this context no I refer to the church. Church of Christ ye roots every Jerusalem. Acts chapter 2. The first time Christosum ebe wiase no Bible say the church began in Jerusalem. Adentia Isaiah shenkom say asafo no be say Jerusalem. Yesu okachire asomafo no ewo Luke 24 say omontwan ewo Jerusalem. Act 1 Yesu okacha apostle say omontwan wo Jerusalem. So Jerusalem Acts chapter 2 on the day of Pentecost no Bible say Holy Spirit no osane ba asomafo no so, and that was the first time omo pay mu can use one sem publicly omo preach say Bible say at the end of the day enipa be 3,000 and a busu. So there was a certain church which started on the day of Pentecost in Acts 2. That church no and one Church of Christ adentia. The Church of Christ follows the apostles' doctrine. Acts 2 Bible say church no shall say or Acts chapter 2 no. That church no buy your Bible mo no. That church no they continued in the apostles' doctrine. Church of Christ the same thing ekitemo. And nuntina Church of Christ ye montwene adentia we follow the doctrine of the apostles. And nuntina Church of Christ ye ndetight adentia we follow the apostles' doctrine. And nuntina Church of Christ emba enya sofo. And nuntina Church of Christ ye follow supper every Sunday. And nuntina Church of Christ ye different from every other church adentia. We are the church which began in Acts chapter 2. That is our root. Into the Bible now, there was a certain church in the Bible. That church is Church of Christ. And we are different. And we are different. Now, we are different because we are the church which began in the Bible. In today, can say Bible na down room. I saw now Bible mono. Na emma enya sofo. Na omo montwene. Na omo nde tight. We are talking of Christianity. Enti Christianity ese no. Aso na ese with Christianity no. Sa aso no eno na Church of Christ no. But of course, uko church Islam church no e fall into apostasy. And the Church of Christ e be dane into Roman Catholic Church. Into to the binuma the Church of Christ have in a boat. Church of Christ buy. Church of Christ start here. E wo Act 2 on the day of Pentecost in Jerusalem. Sat down the Church of Christ e be wiase. Now opening with was the Church of Christ no efi Latter-day Saints when they buy, if Mormonism when they buy, Mormonism when they buy. Ono Joseph Smith no year 1805. Satan Church of Christ Church of Christ na but onim history no onim and ye can so a omo person badi atom enti no mesoro sa some na nipa na kan no I mean obi na the video no send them and nipa no me tell no so probably I have to say something about it. Enti Black Apostle as mo kan it is totally wrong. Church of Christ no ye trace our roots from the scriptures. Used to promise say the church so I will build my church in Matthew 16. That church began on the day of Pentecost in Acts 2. And that church is the same as the Church of Christ today. That is why we are different from every other church in this world. And there is a church in the Bible, and that church is the Church of Christ. And our roots is found in the scriptures, not Mormonism. Mormonism, we are not the same with them. They believe in polygamy because Joseph Smith and we don't do that. They believe in the Book of Mormon. Just because we only use the Bible. So we have nothing to do with Mormon. We have absolutely nothing to do with them. Even some restoration movement. Any restoration movement by none of them. Or attend Latter-day Saints. Sorry, no be any call Latter-day Saints. Sorry. So because I tell you Mormonism it is totally wrong. Church of Christ is the church in the Bible. And currently me treat this issue radio so Fabia FM every Friday from 8 to 9. I am treating that topic that there is a church in the Bible. So far my year a lot of parts YouTube to put my YouTube. Now I share my page the church in the Bible. My year from part 1 to around part 11. But now here now we see how Church of Christ started Bible and the church the Church of Christ is the church in the Bible. And it's not true. The Church of Christ, if you moment is simply not true. It is a lie. So that's someone what be a young born to baby. And then and na me no ebesi. So video we say no do for be ne wonye bi onye bi na onhwe. Until next time no. Bye bye.